Tate versus Jake Paul.
Yeah.
What do you think happens?
I don't know. Are they actually going to fight?
They had a face-off. I think if they don't, it is, even for somebody that has as many resources as both of those guys do, they're dropping the bag big time if they don't do it. Surely. I mean, there's got to be, name me a bigger fight that could happen that would draw more normal public attention than Jake Paul fighting Andrew Tate.
Bigger fight. Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
That would be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I think in order for the fight to be big, Jake needs to be the heel.
That's the interesting question.
Yeah.
That's the interesting question.
Yeah.
What sort of world have we got ourselves into where Jake Paul's the hero?
He's the face.
In a face down.
Yeah.
Like only if you find like a guy from the depths of like the ninth circle and drag him out, and here's Andrew Tate as the bad guy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You're like, are we supporting Jake Paul?
And
now?
I don't know if he will. I mean, I just know for me, like, I think actually this could be an absolutely amazing fight. And Jake might have gotten too good for this to be as successful, but Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, to me, was always the ultimate one. And I think Jake has actually gotten too much respect for that to be as interesting. Like, I think most people go into that fight going, oh, I think Jake will beat up Nate Diaz.
Really?
Before there was like, there's no chance. But we also said that about Anderson Silva. We said that about Tyron Wood. We said that about all these people. We're going to have to accept that Jake is a really good boxer. So, but I think the best fight is Jake against a qualified MMA guy that people love, and Jake is the heel, and he's doing what he does best, which is troll, antagonize. I mean, he is.
Well, did we not see McGregor versus Mayweather as an absolute super fight? That's two heels.
Yeah, and it was really interesting that like Mayweather almost became a face, and he didn't know what to do. Yeah,
but
McGregor
would you not
sold
love
that fight?
Would you not love to see what happens when like an immovable object meets an unstoppable force at the press conference?
Yeah.
I'm very pro Tate Paul, like
listen,
massively.
if they can make money off of it, I want them to make money. I just don't know why Tate would do it. But again, I don't have an idea of his finances. Like if you told me Tate is worth $200 million, I would say no. There's no reason to do this at all. Like to risk permanent damage. He's already said he has like some cornea issues or eye issues. Like this isn't going to be fucking good for you.
I think he's maybe 34, 35, something like that.
Yeah, it's not. If you have 100 million, you couldn't get me to do shit with 100 million. 100 million, bro?
Just in bed.
I'm not fighting. For 100 million, nah. Like, I don't know why you would do that. Because now what are you doing it for? You're doing it to prove something to the public. I guess you went back and forth with him. But Jake is a legit fucking boxer, man. Like, this guy's dedicated his life to it. And he was younger when he got into it. He's not one of these like 40-year-old guys that does the celebrity boxing. The kid was in his early 20s and then dedicated every fucking second to every day to it. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm Tate if I would do that. I wouldn't do that if I'm Tate.
Because you got the money, why risk it? And then I suppose one of the risks for this is every single time that Jake Paul steps into the ring with somebody, he can only win. If he gets beaten, he goes, look, it was fucking Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, it was whoever. They are this illustrious, it's Canelo Alvarez. It's fucking Andrew Tate, right? 4-time kickboxing world champion. Every single person that steps in must have like arse-splitting nerves about if this guy fucking knocks me out.
I'm an embarrassment.
Correct.
How can you be the top G? It's not very top G to lose to Jake Paul.
Maybe it doesn't happen. You've made me think that it doesn't happen anymore.
I would never do it if I'm Andrew Tate because the reality is Jake Paul is probably going to beat you. And that's not saying that you're not an incredible fighter. Clearly, he's a fucking kickboxing world champion. Like one of the best kickboxers of his time. There's no doubt, right? We know that for a fact. You probably haven't kickboxed in years. If you've done any training at all, you know that the instincts, not just the muscles atrophy, the instincts do, the timing does. Like you take a year off, the timing's not there. This guy, Jake, has been in the fucking ring. Now, granted, he's big. I mean, how tall is Andrew?
6'2", probably.
Oh, I thought he was taller. Okay. So
6'2",
they're about the
probably.
same. They're about the same height. Yeah, I wouldn't do it if I'm Andrew, especially if you got 100 mil in the bank. There's no way.
Yeah.
No way. What?
Yeah. Legacy counts for a lot, man. But
to
then
impress some 14-year-olds on the internet?
Yeah, I was adamant it was going to happen. All right, so who does Jake fight next, do you think?
Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz. That's the one that you would make? If you were the fucking kingmaker?
Nate Diaz. Because you want to rile up the MMA crowd. You want everybody in MMA. MMA is bigger than boxing, right? Now, so it's like you want everybody in MMA to be rooting for the MMA guy. Because you have to tap into like a stream that's bigger than you. If you really want to make things big, it can't be just your following, my following. We have to discuss an issue that all these other people also feel And ideally, they don't even know who the fuck we are, but they tap into our conversation.
So you want tribalism. You want in-group, out-group. You want them and us.
Bare minimum, tribal curiosity.
Yep.
So like when we put out, I imagine you're going to put out clips from this podcast. Every one of those clips is going to tap into an issue. Not you, not me. Maybe a couple clips by Schulz about this, but it will be about a topic that's bigger than the both of us. And ideally, people who don't even know the fuck we are find us. They find you. They go, I like the way this guy talks in interviews. Maybe I'll listen to his other stuff.
Yeah.
But we're tapping into something bigger, right? Like, so what's the umbrella? That's what I'm looking at when I look at a fight with them. I'm like, okay, what's the umbrella? The MMA crowd is desperately trying to prove that they're as qualified strikers as boxers. The boxers are desperately trying to prove that boxing is a much better martial art, is a much better form of defense. And you have those two groups using Jake and whoever he's fighting as proxies.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the war in Ukraine, right? It's like Afghanistan. You don't really want the fight. The fight ain't about the Taliban versus whatever. It's about United States versus Russia. That's what I want the boxing match to be. So that, and I want, whoever's boxing to make the most fucking money possible. It's a horrible way to make a living. So I hope Jake makes fucking tens of millions of dollars and then retires soon.
Well, he was talking about he's already getting some, was it speech slurring or maybe something was up with his thoughts?
That's what he was saying.
Bro, can you imagine? I mean, what time, man. How old is he now? Like 26?
Maybe not even, dude.
Right, okay, so let's say that Jake Paul's 26, and he's been doing this full-time 5 years, 4 years, something like that.
That's quick.
And in the space of that long is seeing neurodegeneration, his speech is changing, something up with his eye, fucking wild.
Yep. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. The kid is committed.
Yeah.
He's
because
committed.
You're putting not only your health, but literally your lifespan on the line as well. Like Jake has 100% lost maybe months, maybe years from the amount of time he's going to be alive because he wants to pursue this purpose sport at the moment.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
That's who you're dealing with.
Yes.
So think about
someone
that.
That's prepared to kill themselves sooner. Yeah.
You're dealing with that level of commitment. Are you that committed? You got $100 million in the bank. You got private jets. You the top G. You got all these girls. You got Bugattis. You got everything. You're dealing with the kid who's willing to give it all away. You have it all. He's trying to get to top G if he has it all. I don't know how much money he is. I'm assuming he has that much money. I'm never taking that. You got to be crazy. I mean, I give him a lot of respect for doing it because if he honors martial arts that much or something, whatever fucking bullshit, but no fucking way. No.
Fair point.
That kid's hungry.
What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for the full, unedited episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.